Hey there folks, Aldershot here, and today we're going to do a first look into Darkest Dungeon, developed by Red Hook Studios, and on sale on Steam's Early Access at the regular price at around $20. Now if you're unfamiliar with our first look series, let's face it, it's basically a let's play, but we'll be focusing in on the game's mechanics and kind of showcasing you what Darkest Dungeon has to offer, right? So it's not really a critique. You know, it's just, we're having a bit of fun, but we'll be talking about the game while we're doing it. Alright, so let's jump into it. We already got a couple games started, but we're going to delete this one here and start a new one. Darkest 2. Ho ho! I know, we are super original when it comes to naming things, but, you know, that's just the way it is. Anyways, this is kind of a first look. So I guess I'll show you guys the intro, the opening cinematic. Let you take a look at the wonderful
You will arrive
artwork.
along the old road. It winds with a troubling serpent-like suggestion through the corrupted countryside, leading only, I fear, to ever more tenebrous places. There is a sickness in the ancient pitted cobbles of the old road, and on its writhing path you will face viciousness, violence, and perhaps other damnably transcendent terrors. So steel yourself, and remember there can be no bravery without madness. The old road will take you to hell, but in that gaping abyss, we will find our redemption.
There you go, folks. That's the opening cinematic of Darkest Dungeon. I think it does a pretty good job at representing what the game is all about, really, in a more cinematic form, I guess. Alright, so as you can see from the opening cinematic and the gameplay right now, it's a beautiful looking game. It's gorgeous. I love the art in it. You know, it has this beautiful comic book gothic look to it. You know, it reminds me of like 1990s Todd McFarlane animation sort of styling to it. You know, it's beautiful. I love it. I'm all about this kind of look. You know, I love comic books and all that sort of stuff, and I love gothic things as well. So this is like, as far as visuals is concerned, this game's like made for me. Anyways, let's move on. Spending too much time admiring the beautiful artwork, and it is quite beautiful.
Up these lanes. Keep to the side path. The
Keep to
hamlet
the
is
side
just
path.
ahead.
Yes, yes, sir. I love the I just love the hard contrasts, you know, in this illustration style. There's not a lot of midtones. It's just black
Dispatch
and
this thug in
essentially
brutal fashion,
highlights,
that
right?
all may hear of your arrival.
So beautiful art is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, we're in a combat situation right now, and we're gonna try and take care of this guy. Now, the combat situation, the combat mechanics is kind of interesting in this game. It is a turn-based RPG, and there is rogue-like or rogue-lite elements, whatever you want to call it, where the map, the dungeon, as you can see right here, where my mouse is kind of hovering, is procedurally generated each time you play through the game, as well as the loot and your encounters and all this sort of stuff. So all that is randomly generated for you. And also, you know, it's a turn-based RPG at its core, so at every turn you have a selection of different skills. As you can see, some of them are grayed out. And I'll explain why that is right now. Is because, for example, this skill here, if you look on the bottom left hand, you'll see, or not the bottom, the top left hand of the box that kind of pops open, you'll see like these yellow dots that are highlighted. That means that skill can only be used when he's in that position in the party. You can't have 4 people in the party. So we're going to switch position so we can get ready to use that ability later on. So that's kind of interesting. The positioning of your characters will determine what skills you'll be able to use. And of course, there's going to be skills from the enemy side to kind of throw you off, you know, pull one character out of position, etc., etc. And you'll find some characters that will be able to do that as well. So that's kind of an interesting take as far as turn-based RPGs is concerned. But anyways, let's take care of this guy. There's only one dude, so we're going to use our stun. Hopefully that'll keep him from harming us, and that way we can reserve the deeps for our rogue. We're gonna bleed him. There we go. Nice and bled. And he dodged. Alright, we're off to a pretty good start, actually. And I don't get to say that very often in this game. Because even the description of the Darkest Dungeon, it says, you know, on the store page, this game's all about making a bad making the best of a bad situation. So, at almost no time does this game take it easy on you. Anything that this game can do to screw you over, trust me, it will do it, alright? This is Murphy's Law in full effect. But anyways, we're going to loot this tent here. It is essentially a treasure chest, if you will. And there's different forms of treasure chests. Now, we're not going to loot them right away. What we're going to do, we're going to right-click our character to read its character traits. Because some characters are actually better at looting or doing other things than other characters, depending on their personality and their characteristics and all that stuff. Now, this guy is a kleptomaniac, so he likes to steal stuff. Alright, you gotta watch your purse around this guy. He's also God-fearing, of course, being a crusader or a paladin, whatever you want to call him. He's God-fearing, right? And he's also a warrior of light, so when there's a lot of lights in the level, he gets plus 10% damage. Alright, we'll talk a little bit about the light in a second now. And let's check this guy. Maybe he has a special looting characteristic. He's a known cheat, so he's not allowed to gamble in town. Naughty. Let's see. He's also hard noggin, so he's 15% stun resist, and plus 2 speed, which is quite nice. Okay, so none of the characters have as specific looting characteristics, so it doesn't really matter. So now here's the thing about looting too. You can actually throw in random objects in the middle here, or not random objects, but some objects will work, some objects won't. And that could interact with the specific loot chest in various ways. It could give you a bonus, could give you a negative effect, it could just do something kind of funny, right? So you never really know. It's worth experimenting, but we don't have any kind of funny objects to experiment with right now. So we're gonna just regular loot, nice and boring.
Leave nothing unchecked.
Loot.
There is much to
well,
be
we found some money,
places.
some riches. You know, that's all good. So let's move on. And this is our exit, so we'll get out of there. Oh, some more loot, but of course we found some enemies.
Send these vermin a message.
Why
The rightful owner
is this
has
guy?
returned,
Why do they keep
and their
switching
kind is no
positions? It's
longer
actually kind of
welcome.
annoying. Because he can't use some of his abilities in the front lines, so that's not a good thing. So your positioning has pretty much nothing to do with whether the character or the enemies will hit you or not. Well, it does kind of, because the enemy also have position-specific moves as well. So if you're out of position, they might not be able to use a specific move on you. So it's one of those games, the more you play, the more you'll understand, the more you'll be able to pick out certain aspects of certain enemies and get better at it and all that sort of stuff. Let's see here. We're going to try and stun this guy here. And I gotta say, Darkest Dungeon is definitely one of those, I guess you can call high skill ceilings kind of game, right? There's a lot to learn, there's a lot to metagame, there's a lot to min-max, so to speak. I'm definitely not at that point. I'm pretty new to this game. I make no illusion to me being good at this game. I'm just kind of, this is kind of like my third or fourth game ever, so I'm no expert. But we're gonna play through some of the game, and I'll tell you what I know about it anyways while we're at it. Let's see, we're going to use Grape Shot, because that can actually go for multiple mobs, and that's definitely useful. Looks like we can probably kill this guy on the next attack. And he knocked us back. Oh my god, that's super annoying. Because it takes a turn when you have to switch positions again. That's kind of a waste, but you know what? I think, can we take care of this guy? No, it doesn't look like it. You know, we're going to stun. We're going to try and stun, yeah. Try and stun. There we go. It doesn't do a lot of damage. That's really the only issue here. Can you hit the guy in the back line? No. So I'd rather you change position. And hopefully they don't knock my knight or my crusader in the back line again, because that's pretty freaking annoying. I'm just saying. Stun again, sir. Very good, very good. That should help mitigate some damage at least. Help. I think it's our turn now since that guy's stunned, yeah. This should take care of the little guy. There we go. As you can see, in this game, it's not about doing like huge numbers. 1, 2, and 3, 4, and 5. You know, these are huge numbers. You're not going to be looking at like 9,999 damage or anything of that sort. So, you know, it's not that kind of RPG. It's very Like 10, that is huge, right? That would be the 9,999 damage. Let's try and make this guy bleed. I think he might.
Prodigious
Yeah, he
size
died.
alone does
Good,
not
good.
dissuade the sharpened
Lots of
blade.
loot. Perfect. Very nice. What is this? Oh, we found a little trinket. And you can upgrade your characters with various loot as well, as you can see. Stunstone common, plus 10 chance to stun skill, minus 4 dodge. Well, we'll throw that on a Crusader because he actually has a stun skill. I think that would make sense. Let's take a look at our loot. Fool me once. Oh, it was poisoned. Great. Wonderful. Well, anyways, we're done this dungeon anyways. When you see these 3 red seals, that means you can get out of there. And you can return to town and do, you know, town things that you would do in RPGs. And you can level up, of course, as you would expect. Plus 2 resolve, plus 2 resolve. Hooray. Return to town. God, I love the art style in this game. It's so
Welcome
gorgeous.
home, such as it is. This squalid
It really
hamlet
reminds me
is
of 1990s
corrupted
Todd
lands.
McFarlane. I gotta say,
They
it
are
really,
yours
really
now.
does. And that's a
And you are
compliment. I
bound to
love
them.
1990s Todd McFarlane, okay? Now, this is town. I'll kind of explain what town is. Assuming that you guys might be new to it. But these buildings, you know, as you play through the game, your character will get stressed or emotional or whatever, and the more stressed they become, the crazier they become. They start acting up and do goofy things that you don't want them to do, so you kind of want to avoid that, right? So after every mission, assuming your character can even survive said mission, you can take them to one of these 3 buildings, and depending on their characteristics, like for example, the Crusader is God-fearing, he'll want to spend time in the church, and after spending a night in church for him, he will actually, you know, reduce his stress level, making him more active for the next playthrough, right? Now, if you do that, he can't play during the mission that you're going to send him on, so do keep that in mind. And these are various other buildings here. The guilds, you can upgrade your characters here, and the blacksmith, where you can upgrade your weapons or get new weapons, etc., etc. The Nomad Wagon, to be honest, I haven't played this game long enough to know what that is. I haven't unlocked that yet. And over here is the graveyard,
Most
where
will
it's
end
supposed
up
to kind of
here,
show you fallen
covered in the
heroes.
poisoned
I haven't
earth,
gotten it to work yet.
awaiting merciful
I definitely played
oblivion.
through a few campaigns, and definitely a few heroes died during those campaigns, but I can never see them in here. So this is in early access. Maybe this feature is not quite implemented, or maybe it's a slightly bugged feature, who knows, but it is there for you anyways. But right now we're going to take a look at the stagecoach, because we can actually have access to it. It's actually a very, very important building in town, if you can call it a building.
Women and
Alright.
men, soldiers
So
and
in
outlaws,
the
fools
stagecoach,
and
you'll
corpses.
get various characters
All
coming
will
into
find their
town,
way
and you can
to us
recruit
now
them
that the road is
just
clear.
like this to join your party, right? And you can actually upgrade each building, by the way, not just the stagecoach, but all the other buildings I showed you earlier as well. And you do that by spending different trinkets that you find throughout your journey, and it states clearly what you need to upgrade it. So whatever this is, we need 4 of it, and whatever this is, we need 4 of that. So we're gonna upgrade this once and
Great
upgrade this
heroes
once.
can
There
be
we go.
found
We should be
even
good
here.
on that. The
in the
network
mud
allows you
and
to
rain.
gain more allies with each knight, and the hero barracks allows you to contain more allies throughout the night. So there you go. That's why you want to upgrade them, right? So we're pretty much ready now. So we'll embark. You can only
A
take
mecca
4
of
characters
madness and
out per
morbidity.
mission, but you can actually have like
Your
multiple
work begins.
characters in your party as your whole party, right? But right now we only have 4, so we don't have to worry about that. We're gonna take our knights or our crusader, of course. We're gonna take our healer, throw her in the back line. Take our witch doctor or plague doctor, actually, throw him in the second and back line, and throw our actually, you know what? We're gonna throw him right here. No, we'll throw him in second there. Yeah, there we go. You can actually rename your characters as well, but I'm lazy. I'm not gonna do that. So now, before each mission, you can
cost
actually
of
buy
preparedness,
provisions. All
measured
right,
now
so we're
in
gonna want some
gold.
torches.
Later,
5
in blood.
torches. We're gonna take 2 shovels, and we're gonna take 2 bandages, and 3, 4. I like a lot of food, actually. I want to take 8 pieces of food. Sometimes your allies will complain that they're hungry. You don't want them to starve, okay? You don't want that to happen. There's a lot of negative effects that comes with it, so you want to feed them. And the bandages prevents bleeding, okay? And bleeding doesn't stop after each encounter either, so it's very important you bandage up if you can. Shovel, well, if we encounter a need for a shovel, I'll go into it then. But the torch, we already kind of talked about the lighting system in this game, and that's kind of why you want the torch, so you can keep a lit, because once the lights go out, your stress goes up, and the mobs actually get harder as well. This is your torch
better
by
place
the
to
way.
begin than the seat.
Right,
of
so
our
let's move
noble
on
line.
to our journey. Select the destination. We'll go here. There we go. Ooh, a chest. Now, do these characters have anything specific to looting? Fascinated with corpses. And gift of the healer. Plus 20% heal received. Ooh, that's gonna be nice. Fear of beasts. And Helimu. I can't even pronounce that word. Hylamomania. Obsessed with material things. Okay, unyielding. Maybe you might be good at looting because you're obsessed with material things, so you can loot. We got some badge things, some crests. We'll take all of that. Sure, why not? This is why you need shovels, okay? You can run
Even the
into
cold stone seems bent on
obstacles,
preventing passage.
and you have to dig through it. If you don't have a shovel, you have to use your bare hands. You use your bare hands. Your party takes damage. Your stress goes up. It's not a good sign, guys. Not a good sign. So we use a shovel. You only get one use per shovel. Oh, actually, no. We kept our shovel. Okay, never mind. I'm wrong on that. But, okay, nothing in here. Oh, we got an encounter. We got a suit of knight, or a knight of... what is that? Suit? An armor suit. There we go. We got some armor in the background there. I never encountered that before, so... I'm not really sure what that is. But anyways, we're going to use our rogue. Use a gripe shot, because they blast through a bunch of enemies, just like that. It's pretty useful, I gotta say. They're kind of a pain in the ass. See, as you can see, when they start taking damage, their stress rises. It's not a good sign. It's not a good sign. Let's see here. We can improve damage. We can blinding gas, stun. Can we blind multiples? We can. So let's try that. Will it work on these characters? Yes. All right, we got 2 of them stunned. That's very useful. This is our healer. Heal party 1 to 2. Oh, she has that ability right away. Well, we don't need that right away. We're going to just heal this gentleman for 4. There we go. You want the healer in the back. Most of her abilities can't be used until she's in the very back. So, if she gets removed from the back line, things get really, really obnoxious, let me tell you. Let's see. We probably don't need more stun. Let's use him for DPS. And see if we can kill this guy. Yes. Very good. Very, very good.
Blossoms.
Let's see here. Oh, that's not good. We don't want that. We can blast through all of these gentlemen again. Bluey. Let's heal the party for 1 to 2 because she could use a little bit of healing herself. There we go. That's worth it. She's a great healer, let me tell you. This time I rolled some pretty good abilities. I never got to roll her AoE ability yet, actually. So I'm pretty excited to play around with that. I'm gonna smite this dude here, take care of him.
The enemy crumbles.
I find it's generally a better idea to take out mobs than to kind of crowd control them if possible. But, you know, I'm not the greatest player of this game, so take my advice with a pinch of salt. Let's see, plus 50%. Why can't I use blinding gas again? Oh, right, these characters aren't in the right place anymore. So what we're going to do is we're going to plus 15% damage to this guy. So when this is his turn, he'll do a little bit more damage. And that's never a bad thing.
Dazed.
Oh,
Really?
that hurt. That hurt a whole bunch. Stop hurting our guardian. What did he do to you besides killing all your dudes? Well, we'll heal him. There we go. 4. 4 is a pretty good number. I like the number 4. Let's smite. I think he has... Who has more health? Yeah, he has... I think we can kill this guy in this hit.
Press
So, yeah,
disadvantage.
15. Wow.
Give them no
pretty
quarter.
good. That's pretty damn good. Man, this guy hurts a whole bunch. So let's see. This is not... We don't need the AoE attack anymore. So we'll make him bleed. And it does a fair amount of damage on initial hit anyway. So that's always a good thing. You're gonna just straight up attack him. There we go. Wow, 14 crit. I'm okay with that. That is
As
decent.
victories mount,
Take all
so
of that.
too will resistance.
This is suit of armor. You know what? We'll ignore. We're gonna use our Crusader to check him out. I'm assuming he knows something about suits of armor. He's wearing it, so makes sense, right? Finally, something good. Did we collect something? I'm not even sure. Anyways, folks, that pretty much is the end of this run. We'll do this encounter. Oh, actually, no, we won't, because we're not going to get into a counter. But this ends our current run. We will do a part 2. We'll keep playing until we die. Alright. So, hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you guys found this informative. I can't even pronounce words anymore. But if you did, you know, show me some love. Like, share, fave, and comments. Let me know if you play this game. Let me know what you think of it. Yada yada yada. That'll be super cool. If you like this video, you know, give me a like. That'll be all right. And if you haven't already, subscribe, and I'll bring you more cool little games and play them for you, because who wants to play games, right? Who wants to play games? You just want to watch you just want to watch people play games, right? That's how it works. Anyways, folks, I'm gonna get out of here. Ultra shoutouts.